I'm looking to launch is called the Child Nap Pillow Blanket. And the problem that we faced, my mom's a kindergarten teacher, and her kids require nap time. It's about an hour every day. And they require their parents to bring in either a pillow and a blanket or some kind of form of a sleeping mat to lay on. And the school has provided a mat, but it would flatten out with one wash, and the product would deteriorate. There's no easy way to wash it without messing up the product. So what I wanted to do, and this is my prototype, and it's an all-in-one sleeping mat, and it has a pillow and a blanket, and it also has a removable mat inside that the parents can easily take out. It's a waterproof lined mat so that they can wash it and sanitize it. They can also take out with the zipper the pillow at the top so that they can wash just the fleece and sanitize everything else. It's also convenient because it rolls up. It's easy to carry around with them to and from school, to a friend's house, grandparents' house, things of that nature. So the target would be to parents, schools to buy for the parents, for the kids. Also, ranging for kids from 3 to 6 that are going to attend school. Like I said, adults between 35 and 44 are the primary people to purchase the product. And going over the census of how many kids are out there right now at school, it's about 9.1 million kids right now. Some of the competition that I'm facing is Aquatopia Kids. It's a similar product, but you can't take out the pieces, so it doesn't easily wash. A pillow, pet blanket, and a kid's snuggie. The way I want to market in sales, QVC, Nickelodeon, primetime TV networks, parody magazines. Right now I'm looking for ways to distribute the product. At first, I'm kind of in between how I want to do it. I was thinking about doing Indie Hall at a workspace and starting there, or doing a manufacturing in China. There's 3 options. Maybe 4 I've been trying to get in contact with, but they haven't responded back. And the way it works, the product would be ordered, distributed to either the schools to go to the parents, to the kids, or the parents would buy it and give it right to the children. Most of my financing is going to be going to the patent of the product. The patents are really expensive, and my product's so easily to be replicated that anyone, if I can make it, anyone can make it. So I just don't want anyone to copy it right away if they try to make something like that. And I figure the other large portion would just be all the material for the product. Just the management team myself, and if I started it internally, I don't need a lot of people, so I changed that to just a few. Myself, my sister, a marketing, which is Brian Klimberg, and if I did it internally, I would have a sewing instructor and just a couple people to help get the products manufactured. And then my startup cost would be roughly about $318,000 to get the products going, and all the materials for the space. Like I said, mainly the cost would be for the patents, the trademarks, advertising material. And for the valuation, after 3 years would be about $4.6 million, and the gross margin after 3 years, 77.4, and operating margin about 44%. I have made 2 prototypes. I didn't bring the other one with me because that's going to be my second product that I would want to launch. This is my primary focus. It's been made for a long time, and my mom has been taking it to school, testing out with her kids, asking her parents their opinions. I actually have one person that wants to order one, so it's getting going. And I'm still, like I said, trying to find out more information about manufacturing to figure out how I want to do it internally or through China. I've been in contact with a retired patent lawyer to try to figure out the process of how to get that started. Like I said, it's expensive, so I want to know what I'm getting into. Let's see. And I'm looking at doing this long term. I can see the project going pretty far. I want to start with this. I'm hoping to have large orders, so I want to do a manufacturing site. And then after the first year, launch a second product. This was a college commuter pillow blanket, which I want to change actually. I don't like how I made it. I've actually actually test it myself, so I want to redesign it. Just folds up, just kind of similar like this, where the blanket wraps around you and then it has a pillow and you can carry it around. Also, later down the road, I want to sell just the shell casing for it or just replacement parts, so they don't have to buy the whole product. And also, I want to sell different themes, so not only just girls, boys, Disney, themes to go along with the kids. And hopefully over the 3 years, we see a large growth in the product. And it grows mainly, I'm expecting it right around the start of the school year, so between August and October, when school starts and the kids are going to need the product. And that's it.
Okay. Thanks. We'll open up.
Open it up for questions. Since I'm shy, Kimball, can I jump in?
You bet.
Go for it.
There was a sales yeah, imagine that. Great idea to start with, but I have a couple of questions. You're obviously not in patent pending mode yet,
No.
which means you need to be extremely careful. Whoever produced your samples, your prototypes in China, you are tremendously exposed to. Having been in what's called the cut and sew industry, which is what this is, you are guaranteed to be knocked off.
Yeah.
So one of the things that you need to consider is getting patent pending quickly, and also you need to have a factor in your financial projections, because I guarantee you bring this to market within 24 months, you will be knocked off and you will need to go after them.
Mm-hmm.
I know several people that are trademark attorneys, but again, it's a cost factor on something as easy to replicate. I'm not going to ask you in an open forum what it is that's patentable about your product, because that wouldn't be the proper thing to do. I certainly hope you've had non-disclosures with the 3 Chinese manufacturers, non-disclosures, non-competes.
Yeah, I haven't sent them like anything specific about the product.
Okay.
Thank you. Just ask them to contact me back so I can discuss it with them for pricing.
Right, but in order for them to price it, they've got to see it.
Right.
And if your patent could be something as simple as that Velcro strap, or something along those lines, which are very, very easy to replicate. And I know, like I said, I know trademark attorneys that work for companies like Benetton and major players that have had to go after Chinese manufacturers. The second thing is the direct-to-consumer model, which is what you're talking about primarily, which would be to the schools and then to the students or to the parents, is a very difficult model, and I'll explain a little bit. Having sold into school districts, trying to find the appropriate people, and especially in the area you're going, you're really not going to go after the school or the school district itself. You're really looking more for the Parent-Teacher Association. If you found a way to find out who all of them are without spending a fortune for the data, let me know, because I would be very interested in finding that, because every school has its own, as your mom's probably told you. So the PTA is one angle. What I didn't see here is I didn't see any retail. And the product has legs outside of the first area that I see, which would be the schools itself, the PTAs and the kids. But it also has applications at home. It has applications in the travel market, people that travel with their kids. There's a lot of areas that this could be sold into. So what I'm curious about is, have you looked at the actual cost to produce this, and if you were to sell it through distribution or direct to some major retailers, how does the margin structure hold out? Okay? The cardinal rule of selling making a product and selling it to retail is, if you sell it for $1, you make it for 10 to 15 cents, because all of the other things get in the way. You have returns, you have shipping, you have distribution costs, you have middlemen, you have all kinds of things that eat up the profit. On a product like this at retail, if you're not offering them at least 50% margin, they're not buying it,
Right.
okay? So that means that if this product sells for $29.99, you sell it to the store for $15, and you've got to get all your expenses out of that $15.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to really begin to look at how those expenses work. The areas of retail that I would look at is I would look at discount department stores. I would begin to figure out how we get this product into a Target or into a Walmart. I would also begin to look at travel stores, stores that sell travel goods, luggage and accessories, because I think it's a tremendous travel item. I can give you some of that information because there's a couple of trade organizations in the travel business that I can give you some contacts for. You need to figure out how to make this product a little bit more visible at retail, because the market you've defined, the toddler market, if you will, in preschool, is, I think, the tip of the iceberg, okay? Because there are applications, as you say, with some of your other product. And then you were talking about, commuter stuff and everything else, which is a whole different channel, which opens up potentially even the college bookstores. Okay, and I don't know if you're familiar with the marketing on college bookstores. All right, there's two major trade shows, and then there's essentially 4,500 or so college bookstores. Barnes and Noble and Follett being the biggest. Barnes runs the store here. And then there's a couple of smaller ones, and then a bunch of independents. It's difficult to break in to get their attention on something like this, but I think that the commuter stuff and the adult stuff could be very, very lucrative. And I'm going to shut up. So if you have any other questions, I'll be here all day. But retail's my specialty.
Okay.
That's what I've done, and I've done product, not cut and sew like this, but I've done other products. And, there's some things you just need to kind of brace yourself for, okay?
Yeah, I'd definitely love to talk to you later.
Good.
Yeah, I'm curious where you saw digital in your strategy, because I think there's also an opportunity for online sales and distribution. And that's a way to sort of test different product types very economically. And I think that in the marketing, you sort of identified a large range of major media. I think PR and sort of social and mommy blogger strategies are probably more cost effective initially. It seemed like you were thinking advertising, and I'm not so sure that that would be the best use of your money right away. That's, but I concur with trying to sell into schools officially. Just don't, it takes years, and in a product targeting young children where there's safety issues, don't go there, I would suggest.
I'm going to add one quick thing here, because you're right about .com. And the question is how do you get attention at places like Overstock.com, like Amazon, and some of these other places. And again, I can offer some assistance. I was actually at Overstock's headquarters Wednesday morning. So I have contacts within Overstock, and I know people in this area. Amazon, great place to try stuff, because they'll put stuff on, assuming they can make some margin with very little requirements. There's another major e-commerce player called eBags, which is the largest travel site. They're out of Denver, and again, I have some contacts. But you need to start thinking channels, and the professors will tell you, if I was up on the board and let loose, well, we would be talking about channels and all kinds of other stuff, which are very, very critical. You need to kind of figure out what the silos are that you can go after with minimal investment to start to build a track record.